And now a medical mystery that many sufferers don't even know that they have. Imagine waking up in the morning with crumbs on your face, food scattered around your bed, with no idea how it got there. That's exactly what happens to people who suffer from a disorder called sleep eating. Here's more from our Deborah Roberts.
The people you're watching suffer from a bizarre medical condition, SRED, sleep-related eating disorder. That's right, they're eating while sleeping without waking up. More than 1 million Americans have this strange affliction, most of them women.
How much weight have you put on in the time that you've known about this?
About 60 pounds.
In a year and a half?
And I have high blood pressure now.
This is a serious problem for you.
Yes, it is. It is a serious problem.
A problem that at first Anna didn't even know she had.
I'd wake up and it felt like I hadn't gone to bed. By noon, I just was exhausted, and I work in a family business, and I'd tell my dad I'm going home, and everybody kept saying, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" And I kept saying, "I don't know."
A clinical sleep study revealed that she was up most nights eating in her sleep.
And you would have no recollection whatsoever
None.
of having eaten it.
It's so eerie. It is so odd.
Forgive me for saying it, but it just sounds crazy.
It kind of feels crazy. You kind of think you're crazy, but then you realize it is a true medical diagnosis.
Anna, unaware of how many times she was getting up each night, bravely allowed our night vision cameras into her home to find out. It's after 2 a.m., and though she looks conscious, Anna is actually asleep. During a typical night, her husband Kenny, a heavy sleeper, never notices that Anna's making her way to the kitchen. Like most sleep eaters, she gravitates toward the high-calorie foods, in this case, snack bars, which she eats with abandon, never waking up. And she even takes them to bed. On this night, she'll make 2 trips.
What does it feel like when you wake up in the morning and you see the wrappers and you realize what you've done?
It's upsetting, and I get frustrated with myself. You feel like you should be able to control it.
Anna was shocked to learn that she made 5 different trips to the kitchen during 2 nights while our cameras rolled.
Oh my gosh, my mouth is full.
Of course, Anna never saw herself sleep eat until now.
Oh, how embarrassing.
This doesn't ring a bell at all.
No. Oh, God. I wonder why I don't choke. I didn't realize I was in bed eating and then laying down eating.
Dr. Carlos Schenk is a leading researcher in the field of sleep medicine.
The consequence may demoralize you, but it's not willpower. It's not a psychological problem. It's a major physiological force coming from within your brain and body to eat at night so inappropriately.
During normal sleep, the part of the brain which controls movement remains asleep. But in a sleep eater, that part of the brain wakes up, allowing for all sorts of activity.
These people do not have proper judgment. They can get up, they see their environment, they know where the kitchen is, but they have no judgment, no inhibition, and that's the problem.
Anna Ryan has even eaten medicine in her sleep. So now her husband Kenny locks the cabinet every night. As for Anna, it took months, but doctors found the medication that seems to work for her. And now there's hope. She says she's sleeping through the night and the pounds are coming off. And her kitchen? Quiet, calm, and undisturbed. All night.
Good morning, Deborah.
Hi, Hillary.
Did you have a good night's sleep?
I actually, well, you know what? No, I didn't, because I had children in bed with me last night, but that's another story.
That's another
That's
investigation.
another investigative story, but I didn't get up and eat, so that's good.
You know, I know people who do this.
You do?
Yes. Not
I've heard
to
of it.
this intensity.
Right.
But here's a woman who gained 60 pounds.
But the key is the people don't know they're doing it. Now, I don't know about the people you know, because some people wake up and they
Right.
want a snack. These are people who are truly sleepwalking, Hillary, have no clue the next morning except for crumbs in their bed,
Exactly.
food sometimes around their mouths. They have no idea. So are they people who suffer from eating disorders who have a sleep problem, or are they, sleepwalkers who, have some kind of an eating problem?
Right.
That's the big question.
I mean, there's a difference between this and getting up and eating in the middle of the night because you have an awareness about this. But someone like Anna Ryan has no awareness that she does that except for the debris.
None whatsoever. And this poor woman gained 60 pounds. She had never been really thin, but she gained 60 pounds over the course of a year and a half from doing this. And interestingly, they rarely go for, or they never go for, salads or tomatoes or fruit. It's always very high-calorie foods, rich in carbohydrates, or junk food.
What now? Why?
Nobody can say why. They're studying, and there's a sleep eating disorder clinic that is studying this, and nobody's quite sure why. But for some reason, there's something that triggers in their minds that they want something that's heavy and dense, and no one quite knows why.
So they're not
yet.
going to go for the tofu.
No, they can leave that out if they
want.
want.
They're going to go for the pizza that they ate the night before.
We had a night vision camera trained on Anna to watch her habits for a few nights, and each time she would push over the bowl of fruit and go for a drawer of candy. Now you may ask, why even have the candy in the house?
Exactly.
If that is the case, which is what I ask her. Well, even if they don't have the candy in the house, they go for other crazy things. Some of the experts tell us they've eaten, they put glue on crackers.
Oh,
people
my.
have eaten, yes, people have eaten all kinds of bizarre things because they're sort of, they're obviously out of touch with what's happening. What's interesting about this is there seems to be a genetic component, but there are medications out there now that seem to be helping some of these people. And in the case of Anna Ryan, the woman we just met in our story, they've been playing around with some medicine for a while. She was discouraged. Nothing seemed to work. Now she seems to be on to something. She lost 50 pounds.
Oh, my gosh.
Over the course of 6 months.
When she did this, the sleep eating, every night?
Yes, almost every night. At least when we were there with our cameras, every night. And from what she gathered, every night without fail. Some nights, several times, 7, 8 times a night, getting up. And then some nights, maybe 2 or 3 times. But every night, getting up in the middle of her
Well, the
sleep.
good news is that she lost the weight.
The good news is she's getting help, too,
Yes,
and not
absolutely.
really sleep eating, which can also be dangerous. She once woke up with a lit cigarette in her hand.
Oh, my gosh.
No, people have been cooking on the stove and things like that. It can also be dangerous.
Incredible. Well, we thank you for bringing the story to us.
Happy to be here.